choosing different species. You know, you look at the composition of grasses, which grass species occur here, which herbaceous species occur here, and you know, this is a nitrogen fixing plant, and what is the associations that are happening here? Some of it's more patchy. Okay, this is mostly Indian grass, but there also is big blue stem, and in other areas it's big blue stem, and other areas it's really dry, and then you're getting little blue stem. So just noticing all the different changes in topography and changes in the species composition and the clumpiness of different species and how they form patches, and so you can mimic that when you go into a natural ecosystem. And this ecosystem has very sandy soil on the ground, so that's what we had in the Meadoway as well. So we thought, okay, this is a comparable ecosystem to mimic. And then trying to decide, you can see it's got good topography here, it's rolling, it's not all completely flat, so they've left some of the original features, the natural features that are here, and just creating the conditions so that it can restore itself is really important when you're doing an ecological restoration project. You're reducing the amount of disturbance by putting this fence here, allowing the native vegetation to start recovering, introducing natural disturbances versus a human disturbance that would take it right down, like these pathways here, taking it right down to the sand. But the fire is a natural disturbance. In the Meadoway we couldn't use fire, so we used mowing as our natural disturbance, semi-natural. But just mimicking as much as possible the ecosystem that's here, using it as a reference and going, how best can I transpose this ecosystem onto a new place that doesn't have any of those species and doesn't have the composition, the abiotic factors that you need, and the biotic factors. So using the combination to recreate something fresh. This is a stormwater management pond that we did probably about 20 years ago. So to maintain the level of the water, this is what we call a water control structure. So it has multiple holes, so it's allowing the water to come over and be aerated before it goes into the stream, because if you have a stagnant pond, then the water is not going to be as aerated going into the stream. And you can see it has a wide opening here, and that allows for, in a major storm event, then more water will go over. But on a typical day, you have what's called a base flow. So there's a small flow of water going on all the time, and that allows for the stream to stay healthy. And if there's a major storm event, then the water can go over top.